Peace and blessings, peace and blessings. Shout out to my YouTube, Instagram, my Facebook family. Got a little time, so I thought I'd share a couple things. So, I just went down a rabbit hole of Ashlee Janae. I don't know if y'all know who she is. I think everybody knows who she is. She's the girl that went on a trip to Tanzania with her Caucasian, at the time, boyfriend, but then became fiance. Took a vacation, it was her birthday, with him. He proposed to her, and then she comes up unalived in Tanzania, right? So I've been seeing the video, I've been seeing it, but I never really had time to really go and deep dive. So right now I just had some time. I was like, okay, what is this? Why does she keep popping up on my line? And I'm seeing all the ladies are like, rest in peace, justice. So I'm like, okay, there's something going on in the queendom. Let me see what's going on in the queendom real quick. And so this broke my heart. It broke my heart. So Ashlee Janae went all the way out to Tanzania for her birthday. Her European Caucasian boyfriend at the time proposed to her. So it was her birthday, and she ends up missing. So recently I said, I'm seeing what's going on. So I said, you know what? Let me go to her Instagram, because it was like she was big on Instagram, this and this. And so she's like an Instagram hottie, right? She was like an Instagram hottie, very beautiful chocolate sister, very beautiful. I mean, like, very, very beautiful, right? And this is a message for all you very, very beautiful women out there who, hey, y'all, be careful what you posting out here. So as I'm going through her Instagram page, I'm not gonna lie to you, right? So I've been on like this spiritual journey. Something just didn't sit right with me on her page. It just didn't, right? What I mean by is, if you look at it from just just looked at it without your third eye, she looks like she's living a wonderful life. Hotels, Lamborghini, Ferrari, Rolls Royce, 5-star hotels, great dinners, this, that, in the sun, Dolce & Gabbana, Gucci, right? And you know me, I'm like a lot of materialism, right? I'm like, she has a lot of materialism. And y'all know me, I've been saying be big on, like, I could tell her values and I'm not, hopefully I'm not talking bad about her, y'all don't think I am, but I could see what her values were. It was in fashion, money, travel, one of those type of pages. And as I'm scrolling, I'm seeing all type of stuff, nice necklaces, jewelry, the trappings, the worldly trappings, right? I could tell she was effortlessly trying to get to that. And then the last two pictures where I said, oh, I get it. One of those last two pictures was her being proposed to in Tanzania with animals. I'm like, man, that stuff looked like it cost a lot. And the last one was the guy that's being accused of unaliving her, because they're saying you were with her. He's like in a bed, I mean, blue eyes. And you know me, I'm a Pan-Africanist. So with the whole interracial dating thing, you know me, how I feel. I think the sisters, you need to stay with us brothers. Us brothers stay with the sisters. Let them do whatever they do, what they gotta do. Because we have a long history of not getting along so well. And this is another story in the thousands and thousands and hundreds and millions of stories. So when I look at him, I'm telling you, like, my energy just said, he looks like a demon. When I mean like a demon, like he's pale, his eyes are just blue, and he has tattoos. And for me, once again, I'm conscious. So for me, that's a, hey, whoa, no, hey man, just go about your business, brother, right? Because I understand that history. This is the reason why I was saying in my last couple of videos, I was talking about making sure you're mentally right and you spiritually right before you get out here dating and taking care of your traumas, your demons, because what can happen is you can attract demonic forces So say if you have a depression problem, insecurities, anxieties, problems you haven't worked on, what you can attract is narcissists, sociopaths, egotistical, megalomaniacs, because they kind of go together. They see you and they go, oh, this person doesn't have self-confidence. I can get them to do what I need them to do. And from my understanding, he would pay for everything. She had the life. So what you figure out later on, I guess all that lifestyle was coming from him. Who is he, right? I said, who is this guy? Well, apparently he deleted his Facebook ever since he came back from Tanzania. He didn't even care to help bring the body back. He deleted his Facebook, and then he all of a sudden put up a picture of him like some suburban. He was like kind of like trying to be a cool white guy. But then all of a sudden he's like some suburban guy. Then deleted his TikTok, Twitter. So he's just quiet. He made a little statement that sounded was written by Chat GPT. Oh, my heart and condolences, right? And it just felt cold. But one thing that I also noticed about him is he's extremely wealthy, multimillionaire. How did he get his money? He got his money through like cryptocurrency. And if you know one thing about cryptocurrency, because I did a class at econ and whatnot, macro and whatnot, one thing you know about cryptocurrency, it's a very shady business. Cryptocurrency is scammy. It's like scams. Like you just like Bitcoin, it rubs you off wrong. But so you're electronic, but you only can pay here. Then you can tell there's something twisted. The people who are in that industry are usually the slimiest, the most shrewd, backstabbing business type of people, right? They'll sell you doo-doo with glitter on it and tell you it's gold. You know what I mean? Like those type of people who are in that business. So now I'm getting an understanding of who this guy is. Like he's super rich, but he got his richness off of some shady stuff. And then I'm looking at this black girl who doesn't come from riches like that, but I see her traveling. I guess she knew Joe Budden. So you start to see the dynamics between the two. You got this rich white dude, corny dude. I saw a video when he's like in the car with the glasses on. I'm like, what would make this girl? And it's obvious, the money. It's the money. Period. Point blank period. It's the money. It's the lifestyle, because whatever insecurity she has, which once again I say I can see because of the hyper consumerism, the materialism, just complete. Her page was nothing but like her page was just, you could tell it was just nothing but clips like out of a magazine. Like, oh, you taking time. It's almost as if I feel like she used her Instagram, like a lot of girls do, as a beacon to read out to rich and wealthy people. Hey, look at me. I'm young and I'm hot. Pick me. But once again, if you understand capitalism, the economic structure of white supremacy, you will understand how do I say this? To get rich in America, to be that type of wealthy he was, you have to do some shady stuff. And also it has personality traits of narcissism, ego, once again, materialism, probably was picked on when they were little. If you look at the rich and wealthy, they're not the best people. That's the reason why in the Bible it says it's harder for a rich man to get into heaven than for a camel to fit through a needle. Because to receive that much wealth in America, for someone to win, someone has to lose. You have to be cutthroat. So I already know this is the type of mentality and personality that this guy has. And then you have a girl who's insecure. And I don't mean to talk about her that much, but for a young black girl like that to be with this corny white dude, it's like, why don't you see what I'm saying? And it all looks great until you're in Tanzania running through a $5,000 a night 5-star hotel for your life. And that's the main reason why I said, and people were like, well, no, you got to spend that bag. Look, Men who, like I had told a story before about a girl I was dealing with before, and we kind of left each other because energies wasn't right. And one thing I know before we kind of stopped talking, there was another guy that showed up in the picture. And this guy had money, like we'll be hanging out, and she was like, he just cashed at me $250. I said, for what? She said, I don't know, he just cashed it. And she dropped dead gorgeous, Puerto Rican girl, very beautiful. And I'm like, he just sends you money? And she's like, yeah, he just sends me money. But she was like, but he's corny, he's weird. He's not even funny, I don't even really like, but he was consistent. And one thing I noticed that he would use his money. Money. Most likely because he lacks personality and lacks looks. Reach is huge. So he at least was like, let me get the money. And I even told her, I said, don't you think ain't that kind of weird? That's a red flag to you that you got a guy just giving you money that you've only known for a week or two? Because at the same time, we weren't together, but we were just trying to figure each other out. We vibing. And she was like, yeah, but whatever, if you give it to me. Later on, like I said, we kind of fell out. Maybe he had something to do with it, I don't know. But all of a sudden I go by her page, I see she's with him. But she looks completely different. And I'm like, oh, and that's the type of energy I'm talking about. See, if someone's able to buy you, you have to ask yourself, what psychologically is going on in my mind? Right? For you to want to be around somebody you say you don't like their personality, the looks, but you're still to look past that because of money. And then you have to look at that person and say, what's wrong with him for him to be giving me the... You don't just do that. And I know a lot of girls will say, nah, forget that. Yeah, until you in Tanzania running for your life. In what world did she... I don't understand who let her leave with some Caucasian to another country. And I know people always say, oh, it's race, race. No, this is real. This is the historical context. Since the plantation, the European male has always had access to the African queens. And they've been... someone said, what's the reason? Dude, let me explain something to you, right? And I don't mean to get off historical. Since America's inception, the European rich man and the regular man have always been able to have access to our women. Old, all the way to young, children. George Jefferson was a child essayer. Thomas Jefferson was child essayer. These guys have always been doing this. So for a guy like him, it's just already in him. There's no need. It could have been a text message. I'm giving you all of this, and this is how you... Or he might have calculated this and said, I'm going to fly her all the way to another country, and I'm going to do this, but I'm going to make sure I look like I married her. He's a psychopath. Looking at him, I'm big on energy. Looking at him, I can tell he's a sociopath, psychopath, whatever path. He is. And I don't want to talk bad about the parents because they're going through some stuff. But if my daughter came to me, right? If God lets me have one, and told me, hey Dad, I'm going to Jamaica for vacation. And I'm gonna say, oh yeah, who you going with? Me and Paul. I'm gonna say, oh no, you're not. You're not going nowhere. You're not leaving the country with some random man do you guys even know this guy? But once again, he's a multimillionaire, so especially with us black people, because we didn't really grow up with money, a guy comes around with money, minds go blank to where he can hide behind the scene. See, looking at that page, right, it looks beautiful. Tables clean, walls nice, Paris, France, on the beach. It's beautiful, but one thing about the devil, Satan, he was the most beautiful angel in heaven. His voice, he was the conductor of the choir. His voice was the most beautiful. So just because something looks beautiful doesn't mean it's good. But if you're not working on that spirituality within you, you can't tell. So for that man to be able to have access in her life, he tricked her with the beauty. But once again, Satan was a demon. If you meet Satan, people think Satan and demons come in short, scrubby guards with the knife. No, it's gonna come as a handsome person, a handsome man, 6'6", beautiful smile, great personality, head full of hair, whatever your type is. That's how they're gonna come to you. That's the real way. And for us guys, it's gonna come to you with a beautiful woman, great body, great this, good. But there's demons there. So don't just only look, because like I said, when I look at her Instagram, it's just, I got the ick. And I know my Instagram ain't the best in the world, but I got the ick. I just was like, it's just too materialistic-y. It's just like every picture is by Ferrari, Lamborghini, Rolls Royce. Like not one picture, just her with her natural hair in the sun with sweats and a t-shirt on a regular Sunday. Like just by a tree. None of that. Just money. It looked horrible. And then at the end, the last two photos, white man in the bed with blue eyes. I said, this is woo. You can see it right there. And a lot of y'all girls will be seeing y'all page, y'all doing the same thing. Guess what? You're only attracting the worst of the worst. Because guess what? That girl, I guarantee you, there's a guy in her hometown who probably loves her so much. A brother. Been trying to date her for years. But guess what? He drives a city bus. Guess what? He's an electrician. Guess what? He's a teacher, a police officer. He's just a regular guy. But he'll treat her great like a queen. But guess what? I'm not saying that this is her, but a lot of y'all girls go, whatever, I'm about to go get with this baller. Now you running through Tanzania screaming for your life. And it might not be that deep, but then one day you wake up and find out this person is not who you thought they were, but you were blinded by superficial things. But anyway, y'all, we gotta just work on ourselves, work on our spirit, get with God, get with nature, get with the supreme consciousness. You know what I mean? Because that was sad. That was so sad. That was the last two pictures. This white, he looked like the devil. I said, girl, baby girl, what are you doing? None of her friends said, girl, they probably cheered her on. Go, girl, get that money. No. Someone should have told her, no. I guarantee you, if I had one conversation with that white man, I'd already known. I'd have been like, yeah, he's crazy. Y'all, he's crazy. Nah, he got that money. Oh, my God. Y'all, a lot of y'all women out here, man, is so money thirsty. I don't know where y'all getting it. Well, I know where you're getting it from. It's when you don't have much. You didn't grow up with much. You've been taught and told through TV, advertising, marketing, that's the goal. Get the guy with the big money. But I'm going to tell you like this. Every marriage that I know that's lasted and stood the test of time, they weren't super rich and wealthy. They had good money, though. I'll tell you that much. You need money. But they had good money. They took care of each other. All that, I sit in the house as he go out and work. No, we're not doing that. My mother worked. She was pregnant with all of us and still worked. Y'all brothers out there, oh, no, you ain't got to do nothing. Just sit up. No. We got to figure out something for you to do. You can't just be sitting around. But anyway, I just had to share that. Is there anything else I want to say? Yeah, last and final things. Rest in peace, Ashlee. It's so sad. I wish that man really did that to her, y'all. I can see it in his eyes. Those cold blue eyes. But to her, they look like heaven. I'm saved. No, baby girl, you're in the belly of the beast. Chasing money and materialism will have you in such a crazy place because it comes with crazy people. Live a simple life, easy life, chill life. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, y'all know the slogan. Chase knowledge, don't chase money. Peace, love, positivity. I'm out.